Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If you remember, we at the time of discussing item list, we missed some of the items. For example, we missed this one, other charge, we missed subtotal, we missed discount and group. And I was saying that when I discuss the customer section up to invoice, then I will discuss this items. Now it is the time to discuss the remaining part of this section. So first of all, let us go for other charge, right? What is the purpose of other charge? Other charge is used for miscellaneous labor, materials, or part charge, such as delivery charge, setup fee, service charge, and so on. See, the purpose of other charge is this. If along with the amount which you have to mention on the invoice, if you want to mention some other extra expenses, for example, you sold the machine, you want to charge delivery charge, right? You sold the machine, for example, you want to charge for installation as well, right? For installation, for example, for fixing, for repair, for whatever. So if along with the value of the goods, if you want to charge something else on the invoice, see, this is on the invoice. If you want to charge on the invoice, so for that purpose, you have to use from other charge, right? Let us say, for example, we want to charge delivery, right? Delivery charge. For example, the next thing here is basically select this one. What was the purpose of this one? If this delivery has some cost, so you have to select the cost. If this delivery does not have the cost, but you have only, for example, the track, or you have, for example, the vehicle, but it is your own and there is no expenses, you directly charge on revenue on the customers to collect this one. Otherwise, if, for example, we can say this, the owner of the supermarket or the shopkeeper, but there is a driver outside your door, so you have to pay some expenses for that one. For example, you have to pay 600 for that and charge 800 on the customers. On that case, select this one as well. There is a cost and revenue. But otherwise, in most of the cases, let us say, for example, you're the engineer, or you have for example, the track, right? You want to deliver this one by your own. So on that case, so there is no cost, so please take this one, right? Regarding the amount of the other charge, amount can be in percentage amount as well as can be in the form of amount or fixed amount. First of all, let us say it is in the form of amount. We want to charge, for example, 1,000 for delivery. How much we want to charge? 1,000. Result? Whether it is taxable or not, yes, it is taxable. The amount that we collect from this one, it should be recorded under what? It should be under accounts of other income. Should be accounts of what? Other income. So if you have other income, it is fine. Otherwise, you have to make accounts of other income, right? We don't have other income. Let us make accounts of other income. Click on the account, make it other income. Make it other income, right? Save this one. Now the income which you receive from the delivery will be recorded under this one, right? So save and close. Item is created, right? The test of this one depends on the invoice. Let us create now an invoice. Now we know how to create invoice. Click on the invoice. Let us make an invoice, for example, for Khalif Khan. There's a credit limit, it is crossed, it is fine. Close this one as well. So, or let us make, for example, another invoice for BBB. When you click BBB, see previously we have created a few invoice, we have created a few sales order as well as, so we have created a few estimation, right? So now the QuickBook asks for this customer, there is an estimation. Create invoice for all of sales order, create invoice for the selected items. If you select this one, so you can select for all of this, right? So it means based on the previous sales order or based on the previous estimation, you can create the invoice. See, I have made the invoice for this customer, right? And let us say, for example, this is not enough. We want to add some more thing here. We want to add, for example, keyboard as well. How many? Mention the quantity as well here. Invoice, for example, let us say it is 200, right? So this is the amount. How much is the amount? This was the total, and this is the total amount of invoice. after considering 10% tax. We want to charge now the delivery as well. If you want to charge delivery, click on D, for example. D, press D, so you can find delivery. Now 1,000 will be charged as delivery as well. Now the total price is equal to how much? 21,600, something like that. Save and close this one, right? Come back to the item list, find out the delivery, right? Where's delivery? This one. Right click this one, go for the edit. That was one of these. Second one, it can be in the form of percentage as well. Let us say, for example, this time we want to make it 10 percentage. How many percentage? 10 percentage. But remember that if you want to make it percentage, so you have to take it percentage. Otherwise, it will be counted as 10 only, right? Save this one. Again, create the invoice for the customer. Create invoice. This time, for example, we want to create invoice for Ihsanullah. If you click Ihsanullah, again, it shows that there is a sales order for this one. Create estimation for the entire, create invoice for the entire estimation for the specific, for the entire, for example, right? Let us say. So I will discuss this option later on. So close this one. Now see, these are the items, right? So this is the amount, and this is the amount. How much is 1,88,600, something like that. So in this case, we want to chart delivery again. Click on the delivery. So delivery will be selected. But this time delivery is how many percentage? 10 percentage, right? See, this is the problem with this percentage. Delivery will be charged only on the above item. If it is the amount, so of course this fixed amount will be charged. But if it is percentage, this 10 percentage will be charged only on the previous item. What is the previous item? Previous item is RAM. And the amount is 12,000, so only 10 percentage of that one become equal to how much? 1,200. 1,200 only will be charged. So it will not be charged on all items, right? If you want to charge delivery on the previous items as well, so in this way now it is not possible, but later on we will discuss how we can manage this one, right? So this was the purpose of what? The purpose of other charge. So you can click on this one, save, and let us discuss one more usage of other charge. Go for the other charge, new item, right? New item. That was one of the usage of other charge. The second usage of other charge is this one. Let us say, for example, we want to sell something on cash basis to the customer. We want to sell something on what? On cash basis. But the customers are not sure whether our product is a good quality or not. For that purpose, they want to retain something with themselves. Let us say, for example, they have purchased something for 12,000. They want to pay 10,000 on the spot, but they want to maintain the remaining 2,000 as a security, as a retainer. If they are satisfied with our product, so later on, after testing the product, they want to pay this one. If this is so, it is fine, no problem. So we suppose we are owner of the business, so of course we are sure with the quality of our product. So we give this promise with the customer. But how we can do it? We can do in this way. Go on the other charge. Under the name, mention the name as retention. As what? As retention. Retention. Why it is retention? Because the customer want to retain the amount. Do not give any value here, but of course under the account, select the sales account. Save this one. Now go for the customer and go for enter sales receipts. Not the invoice, enter sales receipt. Why? Because we want to sell something on cash basis, right? If it is on credit, so no need for the trace. Why? Because the customers are not paying. Let us say we want to sell something for khatra, right? Then select the customer. For example, we have selected food. How many items? For example, 200 of this one. Not enough, it is okay. Book, for example, how many book we want to sell? We want to sell, for example, 300 book, right? This is the case. Book is also not sufficient, it is fine. So, but later on when we check, so it will show definitely minus, but we have to purchase food and as well as book, right? But in order to do not make it negative, of course, it is better to first purchase something. Enter bill. Let us say for enter bill from goal, we want to enter a bill, close this one. No. Select the items. What items are on the shortage? For example, food item is on the shortage. How many item? Example, let us say 1,000, right? What else was on the shortage? For example, book was on the shortage. Let us say, if it is book is on the shortage, 2,000 book as well. So let us say. Now book is also available. The other one is also available. Even if you make it, for example, 300. Even if you make it 300, it will not show this message anymore. Right? Now it is fine. So this is the purpose. Now, for example, how much is the amount? Amount is 1,72,000, 72,500, right? In this case, let us say, for example, customer is not sure with our product, so he or she is saying that, for example, I want to pay only 1,50,000. 1,50,000 I want to pay. The remaining amount I will maintain with myself. When I'm satisfied with our products, I will pay the remaining. So if this is so under the after book, collect the retention, right? Retention. We have created that things by the name of retention. In the amount column, mention that how much customer is not going to pay with the negative sign, of course, right? Let us say, for example, 22,500. He or she is not ready to pay this amount, but of course, this one should be non-taxable. Take a non-taxable amount. How much they have to pay? They have to pay 1,50,000. 1,50,000 will pay, but the remaining amount of 22,000 will be kept for the next time. So let us say 7. Now let us say, for example, customer is satisfied with our product, and he or she is going to pay the amount, right? Who was Khatra, right? So if she is ready to pay, now once again collect the Khatra. And in this time now, if she is ready to pay, was satisfied with our product, come back to the enter sales receipt, but under the item, once again collect the retention, right? And that amount, or mention that amount with a positive sign. That was 22,500, right? So once again, make it what? Non-taxable. So 22,500 again will be collected from here. So this was the purpose of other charge. Collect this one.